We're back. We're back in
This fuck ass game.
um what is this realm called? Albion.
Yeah, Alvin.
We're back in Albion in the bandit camp.
Alright then, thanks.
Alright then,
We're in a
thanks.
disguise. I think she's wearing a mustache actually right now.
Is she? I
Oh,
don't...
you took it
No,
off.
I took it off.
Maybe not. Maybe you didn't put it on.
You have not seen anything like it.
Well, anyway, there is a stash you can wear, I think.
Can I just say, I seriously fucking hate that this is the pause screen. This is so annoying. Wait, how do I check if I have money?
You're clicking the wrong one, mate.
I have to be.
What do I click? Oh. Sorry, everybody.
You can't stand up.
Scarier than a balverine.
I was almost frightened.
Oh,
What a shock.
gave me a fright.
Everyone's scared of me. Okay, wait. Press down to turn safe. Okay, safety mode. Sorry, everybody. Alright, what the fuck? Where do I see my goddamn money?
Wait, go to the, okay, so there's the weapons, there's Jasper, there's your clothes, there's your trophies, and there's the,
Online
I don't know,
room.
DLC bullshit. I don't know what that is. Click on the table. Hero status. What's that? Okay, never mind. Now go to the table. Bowstone, okay, are you sure that's all you can... Hold on.
Apparently all your properties will cost this much. Okay. Oh, okay, I saw it by spending money. I have 26,000.
Wait, how did you find that?
I didn't. I spent something.
Oh, how to check money in Fable 3. Go to Xbox Live Room of the Sanctuary on the back wall. There are some options to choose from. Look at the one on the far left. Choose the money option.
What the hell?
That's stupid.
Okay, I don't know what I'm
There's
doing.
a treasure room in the sanctuary. Oh,
Meet Walter
that's what I
in the
thought.
Bowerstone Industrial. Okay.
There's a treasure room in the sanctuary. It should list your shop income and rent.
A treasure room? Is it this one?
Maybe it's the Xbox Live one. Oh yeah. Go in there. Go in there. Trophies. There's your money. It tells you how much money you had. Look, 26,971.
Well, I'm glad I have to go to this fucking room.
I guess so. Listen. Look,
My
you literally
ledger.
have to go to your coffers.
Okay. Nice. What's this? I got some trophies.
There's your trophies. When did you get that shrunken head?
I think that's the head of like the... Yeah.
Simon's head?
Simmons. That was the, like, the war leader zombie that came back to life.
Oh, okay. And then you had to like destroy his entire fleet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm following
Fire
the sparkles.
Alright, where's our objective then?
What's this over here?
Treasure.
Yeah, thanks, dog. I see it. Dumbass dog.
God, don't be mean to your dog.
A pitiful amount of gold.
Apparently, in the DLC, you could get different breeds of dog.
Yeah, I remember long time ago watching James from Cow Chop play that. His dog's name was Scene Anderson. It always cracked me up. Oh, there he
You
is.
descended into the chasms of the netherworld, stared death in the face, and waded through things so foul I'd rather not think about them. But this is where it gets real. And buried somewhere beneath it all are the people Logan has left behind.
And I should turn it up. It's very industrial revolution.
Yep, Albions hit the industrial age. The new Fable's never coming
You can see for
out.
yourself what life outside the castle is like.
What?
Poverty, hunger, disease.
It will
And you want
eventually.
to rebel
Are you
against it all?
joking? Don't
No, I'm
say
joking,
these
I'm
things to
joking.
me.
You won't see too many kids running around here. Most of them have no choice but to work. It's either that or begging.
It's like Victorian and industrial at the same time.
Yeah, well, I'm gaining money from my properties. Wow. I'm gonna buy you a shop.
Always look out for sales. You never know when I'll put one on.
Just bought your shop. Alright, go a little faster, dude. What the fuck are we doing?
I wonder what's going on up there. Let's see, shall we?
I wonder what's happening.
Reaver is exploiting us! We deserve fair pay! We demand better working conditions! We're workers! We're not slaves! Reaver treats us like animals, and we're not gonna take it anymore. There's only one thing for it. We have to
There
stand
it
up
is.
to Reaver!
But lying down is so much easier than standing up. My dear friends, in order to raise morale, I am offering prizes to the most deserving workers. The rules that will govern what I like to call the Reaver Team Spirit Award are these. Firstly, any worker that so much as murmurs another complaint will be shot. Secondly, any worker who takes more than a 3-second break will be shot. Thirdly, any worker who breaks any other rules I have yet to formulate will, yes, you guessed it, be shot. Return to work now. As you know, I'm a generous man and likely to start handing out prizes right away. So go on, shoo! Be off with you! Chop chop!
Oh no, that poor man.
Is
That's
he
why
gonna
we're
die?
here.
Yes.
That's why Albion needs you. Your brother must have been out of his mind when he handed control of Industrial to Reaver. We should go on. It's time you met the Bowerstone Resistance.
Are you alright, sir? Oh, he's looking at me. Maybe
He's not dead.
He's not dead then. Oh, I thought he was still up there.
Oh god.
I have to make use of on.
Sorry.
I'm gonna don't apologize. I'm gonna buy out Reaver's whole stock. 'Cause I can do that.
And you'll own the yard.
I'm
And then you
going
can
to own the yard.
control the workers.
You want some money?
Well, a hero. Don't see that every day. My grandfather used to tell me stories about that fort in Morningwood. Those were brave soldiers.
Morningwood. I forgot about Morningwood.
Oh, I almost just stole.
I believe they named the town Morningwood.
Show us.
Oh yeah,
Got away with it.
gamers. That means boner in the morning.
Oh, I know.
Very good.
Don't stay in one place too long, do you?
Very smart, very astute.
Right, this should be the place. Somewhere beyond this door is the base of the Bowerstone Resistance.
Yeah, okay. Somewhere over here is where the Bowerstone is.
I really love how much time we're spending in caves and sewers these days. Oh, really? I should warn you. I don't know what I'm intercepting. I know their leader well enough. but it was never safe for me to come down and meet the rest of them. And they're not exactly the most trusting of people.
Stop walking in front of me.
Hello?
Walter, doesn't that
Hello?
mustache,
Maybe we've got the wrong
huge
place.
beard and a mustache on your
Let's,
face bother you?
Get out. Don't move.
It's a fire hazard.
Yeah. It's like
We won't move if you won't
filled
shoot.
with a bunch
Deal?
of flammable oil.
that. It's all right.
Yeah.
Just do as he says.
Who are you? And what are you doing here?
I'm Walter, and this is, well, that really doesn't matter right now. We're here to speak with Paige.
I say
I'm
we shoot.
the
Listen, we're on your side. Just hear us out.
We don't
I'm
make
the
deals
princess
with
wearing a
spies.
really
Shoot
weird
it.
outfit.
Put your weapons down. I thought I gave the orders round here, kid.
Sorry, Paige. Got a bit carried away.
Walter, glad you're
I'm
alright.
so
And I'm glad you came in when you did.
sorry.
I wasn't exactly expecting you. Let's talk somewhere a bit more private.
Come on, sea nanners. I've just gotten more money to buy out all of this town with.
I had this whole plan, you see. Well, we ended up leaving the castle early.
Oh wow, it's the same
I
map.
heard. Pity. Your messages were always useful.
I can offer you something better.
Was I really walking that much faster?
Yeah.
No rush.
I remember them taking forever to walk over and
Paige,
start talking
I'd
again.
like you to meet.
I know who she is. I thought you'd know better than to bring the princess here.
She's not just a princess. She's a hero.
Great. Give her a medal.
No. I mean, she's a hero. Like her father.
Really? It doesn't change anything. Your brother is the reason we live underground.
I'm a hero too.
He's the reason we fight. How do we know she's any better?
Well, let her prove it.
It's not just me she needs to convince. The people of this city need someone they can believe in. Prove to them that they should follow you, then we'll talk. For now, I have work to do.
Looks like you have work to do, too. City is fine.
Oh, what? Oh.
Oh no, we have to go to the road to rule.
The road to rule. Ha! Ha!
Wait. Oh, I'm gonna.
Tarzan, wait. What? What do you need?
Today you have met the true voice of the people
Nothing.
of
I
this
just.
city. It is
I don't
imperative
know why I
that
said
you
wait.
engage in a resistance movement to your cause. And just as important
To
that you
myself.
prove to Barristan
Wait.
be
Wait,
its
don't go to the
rightful
road to
ruler.
rule yet. Oh god. Oh god. Can I do this?
You can do it, Terror Girl. Oh my god, you're crazy.
I have to use one hand. My bed's not open yet.
I believe in you. Yeah.
Wow.
Thanks.
Yeah. Nothing happened.
Yeah, you're weak. Become the world's greatest parent by learning the tickle child, pick up and hug child, and cuddle baby expressions. Well, don't mind if I do. Well, I'm a parent now. The
You
whole.
what?
Oh my god, I can finally fart. Finally.
This game is finally worth playing
Yes.
for you.
Yes, this is all I needed.
Oh, gotta end my sesh. My jam sesh. End.
I love how it says sexual encounters zero.
Again, may I suggest that you return to the sanctuary and inspect the map? There appear to be numerous opportunities available.
Jasper, shut the hell up.
Be kind to Jasper. He's just trying to help you. He is your servant. You need to appreciate him. He doesn't have to be there, you know. Well, actually, he does. But, because he's an NPC and he's programmed to be there. But still. Am I making any sense?
Yes, you're making a lot of freaking sense.
Thank you.
I'm buying out all these places.
Oh, buy them, buy them.
Oh, yes.
This game sure does make it easy to buy things.
Oh, I wish it were this easy in real life.
I know.
Oh, I
I would
know.
invest all my money already.
Tara wants to become a renter. I've bought the House of Bilge. The Wooble Fuddlebuck Glimborg Mansion? What the fuck?
Wait, what? I'm missing it.
It's the Wooble Fuddlebuck Glimborg Mansion. And it's not for sale right now. I can't, it's not for sale right now. But this is the Crunch House, and I can buy that one. Curious how I could buy that one, but not the Gribblefuck.
The Grimmlefuck?
It's called the Grimmlefuck Mansion.
What? I don't believe you.
It was like Grimmlebuck. This is the Smoggles.
Hold on 1 second. I'm going to disappear for just a minute.
Okay. What happened to her? I'm buying every business except for Grimmlefuck. Oh, wow. She's amazing, folks. She's really, really something. Okay, I've nearly spent all of my money, but I bought every property in town. I want money.
I'm treating myself to some shopping today.
Shopping around here is top notch. You can find
Oh,
everything. Anyone
Enjoy being a landlord.
Oh, I'm gonna fart. Oh wow, I just made 9,000.
Get your nose down here.
Oh my god. Oh, he didn't like that. Sorry, dude. Sorry I farted on you, dude.
Right up. Oh, damn.
Style.
Alright, fine. Pat a cake.
And
This is like the fucking Sims. Oh, I'm gonna tickle him now. Wow. Oh, he really loves that. After I farted on him. Oh, I love to fart. Oh, I love it. I love farting.
I paid to fart.
I paid to fart. I paid in soul points to
I
fart.
paid my hero bucks to fart. It's a hero's destiny. Thought.
It's like when I paid Alexa so she could do more farts. I got.
You bought the fart back.
I'll never forget when my sister messaged me like, "What? What was purchased? The fart pack?" My sister sees the weird shit that I fucking do.
Oh my god.
It's not like I'm like constantly confusing my sister about the shit that I buy. I was like, yeah, now you can make Alexa fart more. I was like, why would I want to do that?
Here comes a squeaky one.
I remember when I showed it to your mom and it's like, wow.
Well, she thinks it's hilarious too.
Oh, I can rent out properties here too? The Bowerstone Market. Oh, I've got more properties to buy.
Buy them all, buy them all.
Buy them all.
That's me. My hair is like kind of fried. The front pieces.
Oh, I think it's beautiful. I think it's quite nice.
Why, thank you.
Oh, I
It
think.
would fly pretty well in Victorian London.
Oh, I think you're right.
There was a lizard that was in here last night on the ceiling.
Oh, I love lizards.
Yeah, it was definitely like hiding from the cat because it would be murdered.
Aw. Did you kiss it?
Must be new here. Hello.
James the Villager. Hello, James.
A hero. Don't see that every day. Oh, what a wrong.
Worse than a hot fart.
Those trousers are vile. Get them off.
Oh, we didn't like me.
Oh. And twirl. Oh, show me. Show me.
Ooh, I should have.
I didn't want to go back to the fucking road to rule.
You're back in the road too.
I didn't want back. I didn't want it.
Things on sale, just so you know.
Oh, what you got on
All
Sam,
right,
Mrs.?
just what I wanted.
No
Nice
way, is
doing
that
business
celery?
with
Celery?
Tara liked that because
A
the last
real
time she
live
made me eat
hero
celery, I
on
had to eat it for days just so I could get skinny again. Tara didn't like how fat and disgusting I was.
You can't become a fucking Ursula, the sea witch.
The sea witch.
She straight up, her old character looked like Ursula.
She looked really bad, yeah. What? A condom?
Hey, that's good. The game is practicing safe sex.
You're right.
Shop here. You can't go wrong.
That sheriff will never make me talk. I'm no rat. He's a good friend.
What the hell was that guy talking about?
I don't know. Who's a good friend?
Bob?
Who's Bob?
I don't know.
I'm scared.
I'm fucking scared. Purchasing fart pack. Purchasing big disgusting fart pack.
The disgusting pack. The cute pack. The
That-
boisterous pack.
That was a disgusting one. Do you want to hear a boisterous fart?
Yes.
That was boisterous. Would you like to Guys, why did they make Alexa fart? What was...
Alexa, fart.
Fart!
Okay. That was a long and stinky one. Would you like to hear?
My favorite was the fart countdown. Where we go dun, 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 dun. That was part of the DLC.
I almost completely forgot about the Alexa parts.
Me too. We haven't done it in so long.
Well, yeah, because ever since before I moved out, because I unplugged my Alexa and never plugged her back in, because you and Taylor would abuse it.
Oh my god, that was so fucking funny. I missed that. Your brother was a fucking tattletale. We would fucking put on Italian restaurant.
I'd wake up and it'd be like an Italian restaurant. That or like the worst one was fucking like fucking circus music. I woke up and it was like let it fucking circus right now.
That was so fucking funny.
You're like, no, you did the circus, but then you also did baby music. I think one time. When I woke up to like lullabies.
Why am I? I'm so.
Stop. I was like, I have to talk to those two about this.
I'm so fucking funny. It's not. It's not even funny. That is so genius that I fucking. I fucking thought to put on circus music.
Then would be like, Alexa, play baby music.
The best part is that you would never wake up. You were so out of it.
And I'd wake up at like 3 a.m. and it's like...
We would like push the limit too, because we were like, Alexa, volume up, volume up, volume up. And it would just keep getting louder, and you never fucking noticed. Oh man, that's so funny. We were so funny.
Yeah, but it did wake me up a couple times. After like the second time, I was like, okay, this is waking me up now. I can't have that.
It was the circus music that did it.
Well, the circus and the lullabies, I woke up in the middle of the night too.
Jim the barman.
Yeah, but the fucking circus clown.
Yeah, I remember you very specifically hated the Italian
While my
restaurant
accomplices
music.
spent or gambled most of their
What's
earnings,
this?
I saved every gold coin I could to fulfill my burning ambition of exploring Albion one day and becoming a great adventurer, such as the ones whose stories I'd read in two-penny pamphlets and third-hand storybooks. More than anything, I wanted to meet heroes, though I knew their heyday had long passed and that the aging ruler of the kingdom was the last. It was the death of this ruler when I was 15 years of age that marked the beginning of a series of tragedies that were to befall my family. First, my eldest brother, Jason, was killed in a duel with an irate farmer, who also happened to be the husband of Jason's last sexual conquest. The duel was fought using pitchforks, and my brother, who had never done an honest day's work in his life, made the fatal mistake of holding the farming tool the wrong way round. It was shortly after this incident that the second eldest, William, was arrested for trying to run a con game by the wrong person, a passing plainclothes town's guard. He was taken to Bowerstone and was never heard of again. Then, my third brother, Quentin, contrived to
What the hell is
accumulate
the story?
enough gambling debts to have a price put on his head. Quentin's death I remember most clearly of all, for I was unfortunate enough to witness it. When the assassins and bounty hunters came to collect his suddenly valuable head, I did what I could to protect him. But no matter how accurate the shots from my rifle, nothing could change the fact that I was shooting peas instead of bullets. I had not yet been able to afford a real weapon. It is no surprise that the next to go was my dear mother, grief-stricken by the loss of 3 of her children. She left my father a drunken widower, though drunk only when he could afford it, poverty having made his attempts to drown his sorrows all the harder. While I did what I could to help out in his shop, employing all my charm and wit to become a highly persuasive salesman, it was plain that there was never going to be much of a market for novelty toothbrushes in such a small village, and one which had made such a conscious effort to avoid any form of oral hygiene at that. Soon my father passed away too, far more sober than he would have liked. It was then that I resolved to leave Gunk for good, and to seek my fortunes and my adventures elsewhere in the kingdom of Albion.
Well, that was quite the story.
Who are you?
And who was that?
Just, no, but really, who's was that? Was that Walter?
It was Ben Finn.
Oh. Don't know who that is. Alright, 1 second.
Okay.
Come on.
I wish I could jump. What's this? Loot hero.
Sell me your unwanted items. I want to buy them.
I can give you a whole new look. What are you looking for?
The town's doing so well, I just had to put the prices up.
Fine item. I hope it brings you great happiness. We should... Enjoy.
I should have been an
I want to buy clothing.
Got too much gear? Sell it to me. There you go. That's a fine item. That's a fine item. I'll buy anything. Well, almost anything.
Shops have opened for another day of business.
Always look out for sales. You never know when I'll put one on.
Need any help today?
Right, just what I wanted.
Please come again. Our jewels will blind you with their brilliance.
Not too shabby. Let me clothe you in the finest silks.
God. Oh, sorry. I was gone for a minute.
That's okay.
My parents are watching, like, The Golden Bachelor right now.
What's that?
And it's like The Bachelor, but only for, like, 65-year-olds. So none of the younger, like, 25-year-old girls that are super petty and catty.
So you know.
And older people, they just, like, don't have time for that bullshit. So they're all nice to each other, which is, like, refreshing.
That is nice. I'm going to play pet.
My mom's watching that now.
I
And
hope I
she's
look
like,
as cool as
some of these
you when
people
I'm
are
older.
my age and they look terrible.
Excuse me. Can I have a wowie pop?
Rather good, that.
And then my dad was like, because they're showing all of the contestants' families with like these videos, pre-recorded videos saying, "We're so proud of you, and we love you so much, and you're the
My goods
funniest
are the cheapest.
person I've
Really
ever
they
known.
are.
I love you, and best of luck." And then my dad goes, You've never said any of those things to me. And I'm like, yeah, you're right.
That's some great eating.
No, Terra girl.
Huh?
We must be kind, Terra girl.
I know, but like,
Overshield.
he was joking. He was like, this is bullshit. My daughter's never said any of those things about me. And then he was like, if I was a contestant on the show, all I would need to do is whip out my guitar and she's mine.
Around here. I figured when I didn't remember seeing you before.
Definitely gives you points, but like, your arrogance is like minus 10 points right there. And he goes, oh, I'd hide it until after the show. I said, oh, okay.
I like that. That's a big hammer. I think I'm gonna buy that.
It's slow. It's slower.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah.
What about this?
What is that? A scepter? What is that?
Yeah, it's like a weird scepter looking thing. I'm gonna buy it. Oh.
Oh, that was the handle. I like didn't know what that was.
Oh, don't mind me. Now I have to go into the fucking menu to.
The sanctuary. It's called the
Now, each
sanctuary.
gauntlet is capable of casting a particular type of spell. By wearing a different gauntlet on each hand, you can unleash a devastating combination of powers each time you cast. That is a gauntlet, a device which allows a hero to channel magical energies to cast a spell. White.
Wow, why are these values so damn high? Well, I could sell these and make a fortune. Do you like my new warrior outfit?
Wow, yeah.
They like had nothing in the stores.
Is that the whole outfit or you just got the top?
I took the head off. That's it. Everything else is.
Everything else comes with the
Yeah.
fit.
Yeah.
Even the boots?
Yep.
Oh. The boots didn't look like they matched, but I guess they do. I don't know.
Did your boots start working?
Renting out a house you own is a fantastic way to make money. Real
Jasper.
estate is always in demand.
What did I tell you about speaking at a turn?
Need any help today?
If you speak out of turn again, I'm gonna put you in the chokey.
I'm going in the chokey. I'm gonna have to raise my hand.
I'm gonna put you in the... Jasper? Remember what happened last time you spoke out of turn? Don't want to go into the Iron Maiden again, do you?
I'll put you in the Iron Maiden. Whoa, a dig spot.
I didn't think so. Good chap.
What could this be? Like I'm just dumping all the dirt on my dog.
Neglect. Dog neglect.
Dog neglect.
Dog neglect.
I took a
This
video.
is a nice little flat. Let's go inside.
I took a video of turkeys this morning, and your brother just said he responded with Horizon Zero Dawn is real. It made me laugh. It's so fucking random.
Okay.
What do turkeys have to do with Horizon Zero Dawn?
I don't know. Nothing.
It made me laugh.
It looks like I don't know. Maybe he's saying they're robots.
The turkeys are robots.
Yeah.
Oh!
Have a barbecue then.
Excuse me.
How do I get my sword out?
Come on, boys.
Oh.
Let's get this over.
Forgot that the buttons are all like backwards in this game.
see.
Kill the damn dog! Saw that coming a mile away.
I broke his back. Oh, I killed you.
Really? It doesn't have to be.
Let's go see Nanner. So I forgot I even named my dog.
If you go to the sanctuary and you go to the dog bed, I think there might be a dog bed there.
Stop
You
it,
can check maybe the name.
That's a big knife.
Whoa.
Wow. So now if you ate kimchi, that'd be a kimchi burp.
I know.
Whoa. What's this? Ubo. A diamond! Alright, let's see. What
Wow.
Welcome to the sanctuary.
Fardo!
Oh my gosh.
Fardo the dog.
How appropriate for today's stream.
Yes. Yes, of
You're
course.
so mature.
I know this.
No, this.
Of Fardo, of course. What is it, dog? What is it, Fardo?
That's not even a good name.
It's a great name for a dog.
Fart, and then you just added an O at the end.
Yes. Yep. Now you're getting it. Whoa, they lit a tree on fire. Oh, whoa.
That was a lucky hit. Don't let it get you down.
What the hell?
Oh, you just fuck off.
Don't just stand there and get hit, you fool. Dodge around a bit. What kind of devil are you?
Oh, I had breakfast this morning at a place called Maureen's Kitchen. It was so delicious. I had Oreo pancakes. They were so yummy. And sausage and some oh!
Closer.
Oh.
That shooting will kill you, you know.
Oh. Oh, he has firearms. You're dead. Sir, you're dead. Oh no, it's another page of Ben Finn's life. Do I dare read it?
Only if you want to.
I shall in time expand on the many strange and incredible escapades that occupied me during the following years. For now, I will simply remark that I hunted hidden treasures and set on dangerous quests in the very same manner that the heroes of legends once did. In short, I exhausted almost every legitimate means by which a young man may experience life at its fullest. It must have been this exhaustion, coupled no doubt with the fact that I could never quite shake off my involvement, accidental or otherwise, with criminal behaviour, that led me in the end to run with a band of smugglers operating out of Bowerstone Port. After a few weeks of contrabanding, it was inevitable that I would wash up in the capital of such activities, Bloodstone.
Pepper Pot
Its
Cave.
uncouth nature, colourful characters, and almost daily barroom fistfights.
Whoops. So much for Ben Finn.
Ben Finn.
Ben Finn, Ben Finn. What the hell's going on down there? Oh, the subtitles have come back on screen, despite no Ben Finn. Boots stop working, did your track break? Oh, sea netters is swimming. I mean, Fardo. Die! What's this? Old Kingdom face tattoo. My dog Farto. I love my dog Farto. He's a very good boy. I named him that on account of his fart. I'm just so fucking innocent.
His first thing he ever did after he was born was fart.
It was quite beautiful.
But I named him Fart. It was easy, really. Didn't need to think about it.
Didn't really need to think about his name very much.
It was just what he was.
It was his being, his entity.
His essence.
Stop fireballing me, don't. Could that be?
I need to continue reading the fucking what's it called? The Wager with you.
Yes, you do.
It's getting pretty good, actually.
I mean, this is definitely a good wager game.
Here, let me get it out right now.
Wonderful. That's what I'd love to hear. I simply love to hear that.
We're gonna read a chapter of The Wager tonight.
The Wager. The Witcher. The Wager. Look, Witcher, we's catching snails.
Ugh. Okay. Oh my god. Sorry.
You should be.
Chapter 13. Extremities.
Oh no. That means like dick and balls.
It doesn't have to mean that.
You're right.
Alright. So they're stranded somewhere on the very southwest coast of South America.
Yeah.
They ran into a tribe of natives that were helping them, and they're very knowledgeable about how to gather food and water and resources and everything. But the crew is so corrupt that, and some of the men started like hitting on the women in the tribe, And the tribe took great offense to that, and they withdrew all their resources and basically said, fuck you, good. I mean, they didn't kill him or anything, but they were like, yeah, we can't trust you, so, you guys are stranded for your lives, and you still couldn't help yourselves, so. Anyway, they were, like, deeply offended by that, and they left. And so now they're still stranded, completely desperate, and in, like, literally the worst circumstances. I mean, this is literally, like, hell. And people are dying, it's basically Lord of the Flies, but adult edition, adult seafaring edition, and a lot of these crew members are also ex ex-prisoners or people that are kind of escaping the law, like they're not in good circumstances in the real world. So in an ironic way, it's a weird way of escape, even though it's just escaping into another version of hell. So anyway, they're still stuck on this island. Or not island, they're stuck on the coast. Captain Cheap saw a long white trail like sprinkled flour snaking toward his dwelling. He examined it more closely. It was gunpowder. Oh yeah, they're all going crazy. They're going absolutely nuts. Had it been accidentally spilled there, or was it part of some plot? Midshipman Byron said that he'd heard from someone else that Mitchell and his band of separatists had slipped into the camp to perpetuate their wicked design of blowing up their commander when they were with difficulty dissuaded from it by one who had some bowels and remorse of conscience left in him. It was hard for Cheap to know what to believe. Facts, too, can be casualties in a warring society. Yeah, they're basically warring. So, and like, some people are still following Captain Cheap's whatever. The entire crew has disbanded. Some people are following this other guy. Some people are following Cheap. There's like imbalance of power happening right now. Rumors and counter-rumors, some perhaps intentionally promulgated to create greater confusion, to further undermine him. He was no longer sure whom he could trust. Even among the officers, he detected signs of disloyalty. The head of the Marines, Pemberton, had lost, in Cheap's words, quote, all sense of honor or the interest of his country. The wishy-washy Lieutenant Baines appeared to shift allegiances with the latest breeze, and the boatswain King incited so many quarrels that his own companions had booted him from their shelter. Then there was John Bulkeley, the seeming worm in the apple. Cheap had probed him regarding his loyalties, and Bulkeley had assured him that he and the people, there was that phrase again, never would engage in any mutiny against him. But the gunner was constantly holding meetings in his makeshift hotel and forming alliances, building his little empire as if he were the monarch of the island. As Cheap listened to the tumult of shrieking winds, cracking thunder, drumming hail, and roaring surf, oh yeah, by the way, this place is, like, raft with horrible weather. Horrible the worst possible circumstances they could possibly be in. As Cheap listened to the tumult of shrieking winds, cracking thunder, drumming hail, and roaring surf, he paced with his cane. When Anson had given him the captaincy, it was more than a promotion. It brought a measure of the respect and honor that Cheap had long coveted, and it meant that he had a chance to burnish himself in glory as a leader of men. All of that was now being undermined along with the outpost, and he was being tormented by hunger and seemingly by his own thoughts, obsessing feverishly over, as he put it, the repeated troubles and vexations that I met with. Byron observed that Cheap was jealous to the last degree of his power as captain, power that he saw daily declining and ready to be trampled upon. On June 7th, nearly a month after the wager had run aground, he gave a simple order to Midshipman Henry Cousins to roll a cask of peas salvaged from the wreck up the beach and into the store tent. Cousins, appearing unsteady from liquor, insisted that the cask was too heavy, and began to turn away. A midshipman refusing his captain, Cheap shouted that Cousins was drunk. With what should I get drunk unless it be with water? Cousins replied. You scoundrel, get more hands and roll the cask up. Cousins made a half-hearted gesture of calling for others, but no one came, and Cheap smacked him with his cane. Then Cheap ordered Cousins seized and imprisoned in a tent under the guard of a sentinel. This day Mr. Henry Cousins, midshipman, was confined by the captain, vocally recorded in his journal. The fault alleged against him was drunkenness. That evening, Cheap checked on his prisoner. Cousins hurled a torrent of curses at him, the insults ringing through the camp. Cousins shouted that Cheap was even worse than George Shelvocke, an infamous British buccaneer who 2 decades earlier had wrecked his ship, the Speedwell, on one of the Juan Fernandez Islands. After returning to England, Shelvocke was accused of deliberately sinking the ship to defraud his investors. Though Shelvocke was a rogue, he was not a fool, Cousins said to Cheap,
Unless
and
I'm
by
mistaken,
God,
you
both.
need to inspire more people to follow you.
Sorry, ignore Jasper.
Jasper,
shut the
what
hell
did
up.
we say?
Never ever speak out of turn. Never ever.
In a fury, Cheap raised his cane to beat Cousins, beat him into submission, but he was restrained by the sentinel, who insisted that the captain should strike no prisoner of his. Cheap quickly recovered himself, and in a surprising act, he released Cousins from confinement. But some of the men gave the midshipman more liquor, and he began to cause another ruckus, but this time quarreling with the captain's close ally, the purser, Thomas Harvey. When sober, Cousins was always congenial, and Byron believed that some of the cabalists had fed his friend liquor to turn him into their own destructive agent. A few days later, the rain fell especially hard, the water dripping from leaves and streaming down the sides of Mount Misery. Cousins was in line, awaiting his share of the rations, which the purser, Harvey, distributed from the store tent, when he heard a rumor. Cheap had decided to cut his amount of wine. In an instant, Cousins stampeded toward Harvey to demand his share. The purser, still simmering from their earlier dispute, drew his flintlock pistol with its roughly foot-long barrel. Cousins continued advancing. Harvey cocked the hammer and took aim, calling Cousins a dog and accusing him of intending to commit mutiny. A seaman standing beside Harvey interceded and knocked the barrel upward just as Harvey pulled the trigger. The bullet soared past Cousins. Hearing the shot and the shouting about mutiny, Cheap burst out of his dwelling. His eyes were ablaze, his pistol already in hand. Squinting in the rain, he looked around for Cousins, whom he was certain had fired the bullet, and shouted, "Where's that villain?" There was no reply, but he spied Cousins amid the growing crowd. Cheap walked over with neither questions nor ceremony, placed the cool tip of the barrel against Cousins' left cheek. Then, as he would later describe it, he proceeded to extremities. So I guess he fucking shot him in the head.
Historical Restoration Society. Come
Oh
back
my
later
God.
on once the bridge has been built.
At the sound of the blast... Okay, chapter 14. At the sound of the blast,
Any other business?
John Byron ran from his hut and saw Cousins on the ground, weltering in his blood. Captain Cheap had shot him in the head. Many of the men stood back, afraid of Cheap's rage, but Byron went over and knelt by his messmate's side as the rain washed over him. Cousins was still breathing. He opened his mouth to say something, but no words came out. Then he took me by the hand, Byron recalled, shaking his head as if he meant to take leave of us. The crowd was becoming uneasy. Beausoleil observed that Cousins' notorious disrespectful words to the captain might probably make the captain suspect his design was mutiny. But it was clear that Cousins had no weapon. Byron thought that however wrong Cousins' actions had been, Cheap's response was inexcusable. The onlookers continued to stir as Cousins lay before them barely alive. The unhappy victim seemed to absorb their whole attention, Byron recalled. The eyes of all were fixed upon him, and visible marks of the deepest concern appeared in the countenances of the spectators. Amid the rising clamor, Cheap ordered the men to stand in assembly. Bulkeley wondered if he and his men should get their weapons, but on consideration I thought better to go without arms, he recalled. Cheap's once solid frame had been eaten away by hunger, yet as he faced the line of men he held his ground, gripping his pistol. He was flanked by his allies, including the surgeon Elliot and the Marine Lieutenant Hamilton. After Bulkley indicated that his own men were unarmed, Cheap laid down his gun in the mud and said, "I see you are, and have only sent for you to let you all know I am still your commander, so let every man go to his tent." There was a moment of uncertainty as the sea broke against the shore. Bulkley and his men knew that if they refused to comply, they would be taking the first step toward overthrowing their appointed captain and upending the rules of the Navy, the rules that they had lived by. Cheap's rash shooting of Cousins, Byron noted, had nearly provoked open sedition and revolt. But eventually Bulkley retreated, and the rest of the castaways followed suit. Byron, who went to his hut alone, observed that the company's resentment seemed smothered for the present. Finally, Captain Cheap ordered that Cousins be taken to the sick tent. Bulkley visited Cousins there. He was being treated by a young man named Robert, the surgeon's mate. Robert inspected the wound, which was hemorrhaging blood. The first textbook on medicine for sea surgeons warned that gunshot injuries are always compound, never simple, and are the more difficult of cure. Robert tried to trace the path of the bullet. It had entered Cousins' left cheek, shattering his upper jaw, but there was no exit wound. The ball was still lodged inside Cousins' head, about 3 inches below his right eye. Robert used bandages to try to stanch the bleeding, but if Cousins were to have a chance of surviving, the bullet would need to be surgically removed. The operation was scheduled for the following day. When the time came, though, their chief surgeon, Elliot, did not appear. Some attributed his absence to a previous fight between him and Cousins. The carpenter Cummins said he had heard that Elliot had intended to come, but Captain Cheap had intervened. Midshipman Campbell said that he was unaware of the captain ever doing such a thing, suggesting perhaps that conflict was being stoked by disinformation.
Perhaps you'd like it back
Just
with
as
the
the
pub.
rumor about Cousins' wine
Anyway, how
rations
was I to
being
know a
cut had been
cemetery would have
false.
no ghosts in it?
Despite
You know what we
Campbell's
need?
insistence that
The
Cheap
book.
was maligned, the
Brilliant.
allegation that the captain had
Go
prevented
get
the
it.
surgeon from treating Cousins
I'm not
spread among the
leaving.
company.
Trundle all the way
This
back
was
there.
looked on
Just
as
down
an
to
act
Plaistow.
of
I'd
inhumanity
rather
in the
die.
captain, Bulkley wrote in
Again.
his journal, and continued very much to his losing
I
the
wish you
affections
would.
of the people.
Again.
Bulkley
Well,
added
I'm
that
not
it would have
getting
been
it.
more honorable for
Have
Cheap to have
Lively
killed
here get
Cousins
it.
with a second
Who?
bullet instead of denying him
Oh,
relief.
right. What about it? We'd really be ever so grateful.
This is
He's
no
talking to
ordinary
two
book.
ghosts
It's
right
the
now.
Normanomicon. It can summon the dead.
Well, that makes it sound so insidious. We don't want to do anything
Sorry.
diabolical with the dead.
Genius.
No, you're
Someone to
fine.
have a chat with. Now, the thing is, the book is in Millfields.
I remember doing
She
these.
always said she'd take it to her grave.
Which she
I
did.
think I made it farther into this game than we know.
That book over my dead body, she used to say.
Which was eerily prescient.
So all you have to do is dig it up.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, no worries. Ultimately, Robert attempted the operation on his own. The medical textbook advised that a surgeon's first duty was to God, who seeth not as men see, and who will direct our ways aright. Robert opened the medical chest, which contained such metal instruments such as incision knives, forceps, bone saws, and a cauterizing iron. None of these were sterilized, and the surgery, without anesthesia, was just as likely to kill Cousins as to save him. Somehow Cousins survived the procedure. A sliver of the bullet had broken off, but Robert was able to reach the main piece and extract it. Cousins was conscious, but he was still in danger of dying from loss of blood, and there was also the risk of gangrene. He wanted to be moved to Bulkeley's house to be among friends. When Bulkeley asked Cheap for his permission to do so, the captain refused, insisting that Cousins had mutinous intentions, which threatened their outpost. "If he lives," Cheap said, "I will carry him a prisoner to the Commodore and hang him." On June 17th, a week after the shooting, Robert performed a second operation on Cousins in an effort to remove the remaining bullet fragment and a part of his splintered jawbone. The surgeon's mate completed the procedure, but Cousins seemed to be fading. In such cases, the textbook advised, surgeons should not despair, for God is merciful. Cousins asked Robert for one last favor, to deliver to Bulkeley a small package containing the extracted bullet and a piece of bone. Cousins wanted the evidence preserved. Robert agreed, and Bulkeley placed the disconcerting package in his shelter. On June 24th, I suspect a court case in the future, perhaps. On June 24th, Bulkeley wrote in his diary, "Departed this life Mr. Henry Cousins midshipman after languishing 14 days. Cousins might have unraveled on the island yet, as Byron wrote. He remained greatly beloved, and most of the castaways were extremely affected at this catastrophe. Cold, filthy, ragged, they trudged outside and dug a hole in the mud. Surrounding it were the unmarked graves of the men and boys who had, as Bulkeley's journal put it, perished in sundry ways since the ship first struck. Cousin's stiffening body was carried out from the sick tent and laid in the ground. There was no auction of his possessions to raise funds for his family back home. He had virtually no items, and the men had no money. But the congregants took care to spread dirt over the body so that the vultures wouldn't peck at it. We buried him in as decent a manner as time, place, and circumstances would allow," Bulkeley recalled. They had been trapped on the island for 41 days.
Oh my god.
Chapter 15, The Ark. The men saw a glimmer of salvation. Again. The carpenter Cummins came up with a novel idea. If they could rescue the longboat that had been submerged with the wreck, they just might be able to remake it into an ark, one that could carry them off the island. In the days immediately after Cousin's death, Captain Cheap had secluded himself in his hut, brooding, rationalizing, despairing. Would the Admiralty deem his shooting justifiable, or would he be hanged for murder? Bulkeley observed that the captain had grown more and more agitated, losing not only the love of the men, but also any composure of mind. Now, Cheap began to frenetically pursue Cummins' plan. The first step was to cut away the longboat, which was entangled in debris. The only way to free it was to bore a hole in the side of the wager. The task was hard and perilous, but the men did it, and the boat was soon heaved ashore. Cracked, waterlogged, and too cramped to hold but a fraction of the party, the vessel did not seem as if it could carry the castaways even around the island, yet it contained the kernel of a dream. Cummins oversaw the engineering and remodeling of the craft. To fit more people in it, the 36-foot hull would have to be extended at least another 12 feet. Many of the existing planks had rotted and would have to be replaced, and the boat would need to be transformed into a two-masted vessel so that it could power through the tremendous seas. Also, the seas are so fucking perilous, like, the most perilous fucking seas in the entire, globe, pretty much. This area is terrible. Cummins estimated that the construction would take them several months, and that was assuming they could gather enough materials, not to mention stay alive that long. Everyone would have to lend a hand. Cummins also required another skilled craftsman, but his two carpenter's mates, James Mitchell and William Oram, were both among the seceders. Although the madman Mitchell was no option, Cheap decided to send a small party on a covert mission to try to persuade Oram to defect from the defectors. There was no telling how Mitchell might respond if he were to learn of the overture, and Cheap was able to recruit only 2 men for the dangerous assignment. One was Bulkeley. Ooh, fuck. Because we know Bulkeley's trying to, he's doing some underhanded shit, too, so. As Bulkeley and his companion trekked across the island, humping with their heavy muskets over mountains and through lacerating thickets, they took care to remain undetected. In this affair, I was obliged to act very secretly, Bulkeley wrote. When they reached the Separatists' camp a few miles away, they waited until Oram appeared to be alone, then approached him. Bulkeley murmured that Captain Cheap had a proposition for him. Oram, who was 28, was facing a near-certain death sentence. He'd either starve with the other seceders or be executed for sedition. But if he returned to the main settlement and assisted with modifying the longboat, he'd receive a full pardon from the captain and might see his homeland again. Oram agreed to come back with them. By the middle of July, 2 months after being shipwrecked and 3 weeks after the death of Cousins, Cheap observed Bulkeley, Byron, and the rest of the company working busy eagerly on the Ark. Byron noted that nothing seemed so necessary towards advancing our delivery from this desolate place. First, the longboat had to be rested on thick blocks of wood so that the hull was elevated from the ground. Next, Cummins sawed the boat in half. Then the real trick began, somehow stitching these pieces not only back together again, but also in an entirely new form, one that was longer, wider, and stronger. Through rain and sleet, gales of lightning, Cummins, who Buckley described as indefatigable, honed the design with a smattering of tools, including a saw, a hammer, and an adze, which resembled an axe. He sent the men to scour the forest for durable wood that had a natural
Hero
bend.
wakes. Long had she harboured thoughts of vengeance against the evil Baron.
Get on with it.
I'm in like a D&D campaign.
So it was that the hero came to the little village of Lightwater, a pretty hamlet nestling under the brooding battlements of the evil Baron's castle. Our hero resolved to talk to the townsfolk and see what she could find out about the missing princess.
You're kidding, right? If the hero starts talking
These are like
to
the
all
ghosts,
villagers, we'll
right?
be here forever.
No, actually,
Some
these are
players
like
talking
wizards.
to people, immersing
They
themselves
shrunk
in
me
the
and put
story
me on
world.
their D&D
It's
board.
like when you told me people read item descriptions. No one reads item descriptions. As it happens, Arturo, the gatekeeper, knew exactly what had happened to the princess.
Hey, shut up, you're ruining it. I wrote tons of lines for the villagers, and I think some of them are really cool.
Cool. Looks like old Clem is up.
Hail, hero! I am old Clem, the blacksmith. I make weapons, and if you bring me some sky metal, I can make you a magic sword. It's 1,000 gold per plus. So, a +3 sword is 3,000 gold. And I can't make anything more than a +3 because I'm only a journeyman blacksmith.
Bit early in the adventure for anything above a +3. It's unbalancing, you see.
Forging doesn't work. I didn't have time to do the models.
Are you serious? A game like this is all about customization.
I am Mildred, a humble milkmaid. To brighten my joyless days, I daydream about a handsome nobleman, strong enough to dispatch highwaymen, but gentle enough to hold me for hours in his warm, powerful arms.
Hang on, who's talking here? You or Mildred?
That was Mildred.
What about the princess? You should say that Mildred saw some hobs carrying a large wriggling bag.
But she didn't.
And that she's really hot. Excellent. The hero's going to talk to Arturo. Now we can get things moving.
No.
Oh, the hero's approaching Horace. Brilliant.
Greetings, mighty
Horace.
hero. I am Horace, the most gifted poet of our age. Shall I recite a sonnet for you? Oh, radiant orb, into the sky rise, and illuminate for mine mortal eyes my true love's face, and in silhouette frame her slender and curvaceous frame. What do you think, guys?
Nice. Frame...
Oh, the hero's approaching Horace. Brilliant.
Oh. I've already approached Taurus. Whoopsie daisy.
Excellent. The
You're
hero's
barely
going to talk to
keeping your eyes
Arturo.
up.
Now we can get things... Greetings, stranger.
I'm trying to last until you have to go to
Looks
bed.
and heroic demeanor that
And
you
I want to
must be
finish
on
this
a
chapter
quest
real quick.
Yes, please do, please do.
Okay, so
I
it said,
saw her yesterday,
once he
carried
determined the
off
boat's
by the
overall
Baron's
shape, he
evil
began to place the
servants,
pieces
a
of wood
troop of
into a
hogs.
wood-like frame
They
above the
took her through
keel.
this gate
A
to the
different
castle
sort
on
of
the hill.
timber, long,
Well,
thick, and
that's it.
straight, was
No
required for
clues to
planks,
solve,
which had to be cut to
Well, the
precise
hero has
measurements
to
and then
figure out how
fastened
to get
at
up the hill.
right angles to the curved frame. With metal nails in short supply, some of the castaways combed the drowned wreckage for additional ones. When these ran out, the carpenter and his mate hoed bolts from wood. The men also scraped together other essential materials: canvas for the sails, ropes for the rigging, candle wax for caulking. The men toiled even as many of them confronted the debilitating effects of malnourishment, their bodies thinned to the bone, their eyes bulging, their straw-like hair falling out. Bulkily said of the castaways, "They are in great pain and can scarce see to walk." Yet they were compelled onward by that mysterious narcotic, hope. One day, Cheap heard a panicked cry ring through the settlement. A rogue wave was surging up the beach, sweeping past the tide line and plucking at the boat's skeletal frame. The men raced over and managed to heave the frame farther up the shore before the sea swallowed it. The work went on. Cheap's plan, meanwhile, was taking on new, hidden dimensions. Poring over charts, he began to believe that there was a way to not only preserve their lives, but also fulfill their original military mission. He calculated that the nearest Spanish settlement was on the island of Chiloe, which was off the Chilean coast and some 350 miles north of their present location. Cheap was sure that the company could sail there using the Ark along with the three smaller transport boats, the yawl, the cutter, and the barge. Once they arrived in Chiloe, and to him this was the magnificent part, they could mount a daring attack on the unsuspecting Spanish trading ship, and having taken this vessel and its stores of food, sail to the rendezvous point and search for Commodore Anson and any surviving members of the squadron. Then they'd proceed on the quest for the galleon. The risks were daunting, and Cheap, aware that he would have to persuade the men of his plan, did not immediately share these details with them, but as he later put it, "We need not fear taking prizes, and may have a chance to see the Commodore." There was still, he believed, a possibility of glory and redemption. On July 30th, Bulkeley stopped by Byron's solitary hut on the edge of the village, where he found the scrawny, grimy nobleman's son subsumed in his sea tales. He was reading Sir John Narborough's Chronicle again. Bulkeley asked to borrow the book, though strictly for pragmatic reasons. Narborough had explored the Patagonian region, and Bulkeley thought that the account, essentially a detailed log, might hold critical clues for how to navigate the Ark safely away from Wager Island. Byron loaned Bulkeley the book after securing Captain Cheap's permission, since it belonged to him. Then, Bulkeley took it back to his quarters and began studying the text as intently as he did the Christian's pattern. Narborough had described his journey through the Strait of Magellan, that 350-mile passageway between the end of the South American mainland and the Tierra del Fuego, which offered an alternative route between the Pacific and the Atlantic that avoided the Drake Passage around Cape Horn. "At any time, if you have a desire to enter the Strait of Magellan from the Pacific side," Narborough wrote, "it would be safest, in my opinion, to bear in for the land in the latitude of 52 degrees. This opening was about 400 miles south of Wager Island, and Bulkeley was seized by an idea. With their eventual new longboat and 3 small transport crafts, he thought the castaways could cross the strait and into the Atlantic, then head north to Brazil. Its government being neutral in the war would surely provide them a safe haven and facilitate their passage back to England. The total distance from Wager Island to Brazil would be nearly 3,000 miles, and Bulkeley conceded that many would deem it a mad undertaking. The strait was winding and narrow in places, and it often splintered into a bewildering maze of dead-end offshoots. Shoals and rocks cluttered the waters, and there were blinding fogs. A man may mistake the right channel and steer in among the broken islands and rocks, so far as to endanger his ship, Narborough warned. And though the strait was more sheltered than the Drake Passage, it was notorious for unpredictable squalls and for glacial blasts, now known as willowaws, that left ships heaped on the banks. That is why Commodore Anson, navigating a sailing fleet of large, unwieldy men of war by dead reckoning, had preferred to risk the violence of the open seas around Cape Horn. However, Bulkeley observed desperate diseases demand desperate remedies, and he believed this route to Brazil was their only feasible option. The Drake Passage, 400 miles farther south, was too distant, and its seas were too lethal for their small boats. As for the obstacles in the strait, Narborough had recorded a safe course. Moreover, he had reported finding sources of sustenance to ward off starvation. Along with mussels and limpets, he wrote, "Here are ducks, white and pied brant geese, gray gulls, sea mews, sea divers, and penguins." For Bulkeley, this route seemed to have another deeper seduction. They would be charting their own destiny, emancipating themselves from a naval mission that had been bungled by government and military officials back home, a mission that had been doomed from the outset. The castaways would now choose to survive rather than venture north through the Pacific, where a Spanish armada would likely pulverize or capture them. Our going through the Strait of Magellan for the coast of Brazil would be the only way to prevent our throwing ourselves into the hands of a cruel, barbarous, and insulting enemy. Bulkeley concluded, "Our longboat, when finished, can be fit for no enterprise but the preservation of life. As we cannot act offensively, we ought to have regard to our safety and liberty." Bulkeley asked Master Clark and the other navigators to review the route that he had sketched based on Narborough's information. They too agreed that the plan represented their best chance to survive. Bulkeley shared his vision with the other men, who were faced with a fundamental choice. They were tired of the war, tired of death and destruction, and longed to go home, but to turn back meant they'd be abandoning their mission and possibly the rest of the squadron. And to make things worse, Captain Cheap had just announced that he expected them to do their patriotic duty and head in the opposite direction. They would find the Commodore, he vowed, and never retreat. Meh. That's not the end of the chapter, but it's like the end of a section.
You're reading me a bedtime story, girlie.
I know. Do you want me to keep going? Are you listening?
I am. I need to get close.
It's time.
It's 10:30. Oh, it's 10:27.
Yeah.
Oh, I did save, so we can get out of the game. God damn it. Okay.